So I called you with a question, yeah, or more questions. Um, but the intention was to sit with you and be in your presence. I saw your videos and they really touched me. And yeah, I think it's good to be with someone like you. And one question today, it solved itself. I had the feeling when I sit and meditate, be silent, there always comes tiredness, so that the body wants to go to sleep. But today, it happened the same, and I was really tired because of our meeting. I couldn't sleep this night. It was really, mind was going and going and going and keep spinning round. And I couldn't come back to the side. I couldn't find it. So I was really tired and I lay down. And yeah, something showed up, like there was a vibration in the body or around the body. I couldn't say, it becomes bigger and bigger. And somehow I thought, it's just a thought that I'm tired. Could that be? It's just the mind, when I sit still, says, oh.
We can just, you can relax for a moment.
Yes.
And sit, relax. Without trying anything, just be aware if there is a thought. There is an immediate presence, which is already you. It's not an image, it's not a concept, just silently aware. Silence and you are one and the same.
The last, I didn't.
Silence and you are one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
when one is tired, when they sit in meditation, I suggest them to just stop for brief moments and start to recognize that which is changeless within the change. That which is aware of the thought and is not a thought. This awareness is yourself. These glimpses and recognitions that open up start to permeate and carry you, or carry and be present throughout life. Instead of trying to sit in meditation and there is tiredness or sluggishness and failing that happens.
It's very difficult to understand you. Let's see if I can try with the earphones. Wait, wait. So again?
Can you hear better now?
Yes. It seems to be better. Yeah.
Okay. When you question and the thoughts are separated from you as awareness, then awareness is immediately aware of itself. And this can be done whether the body is walking, sitting, standing, or you just stop for a moment. Instead of trying, I'm going to meditate with an intention to achieve anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong to stop and be still. Just examine who is the one who is thinking, is meditating. Who is aware of the notion of being a meditator? Is it you or the meditator itself?
It's me. I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I try to do that. I try to remember very often in the daytime to stop and go back to the silence, or look at this, yeah, watch the silence, or reconnect. I don't know how to say that, but during the day, during my homework and whatever I do that. I do not very often really sit and meditate for an hour because I always get so sleepy.
It's just to see that, to clarify it or express it, and you probably experience it, is that it's the attention just withdraw into the silence, which is you. So it's not you putting the attention on the silence like the mind putting it on the object. It's just falling back into yourself. And you yourself is the silence. So it's the mind resting into awareness, melting into the stillness. And by questioning the mind, or question where the thought arises from, or what is the source of the mind itself, enable for the thought to rest into you. And this is what the wise call inquiry into the self. And once you have the sense of awareness of yourself, just hold the attention on that. That means the attention is resting on itself instead of when a thought appears, get attached to a thought and get lost in a dream. And even if that happens, it's okay. Just notice it and question. The questioning brings the mind back to where it arose from. Or it changed the perception. Means you suddenly have a direct perception of yourself, not as a thought, as that which is aware. If you'd like, there were a few questions or a question you asked in the email.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to repeat it because I don't remember.
So good. Yeah, the one one was with the tiredness that I always get so tired, and the other question was that I try, that I question myself, who am I during the day, and sometimes at the evening I feel really somehow exhausted, or yeah, it gives some tension in the head, in the muscles, in the mouth. I feel like, oh, it's do I do it too much? Ask 5 times, 6 times, 10 times an hour. Who am I? So to go back, because I really want it, but it needs some concentration to remember, and then I feel yeah, feels somehow like tension in the body or in the head.
Because it's normal. It's something that I remember that I went through at times of inquiring or questioning, or the mind is very active, then I question the mind, and that can be an intense activity. And because we are not used to it, then we get tired, like anything else that we're not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
It just to notice that sometimes the inquiry mentally turns to be too active. Means
What?
too active,
Ah,
too much
okay.
activity. And if you notice it, just don't try anything. That means you do not activate any thinking process or any thought. That means you as awareness remain, and thoughts appear and disappear, and you don't touch them.
Yeah.
You start to sense that you are behind it, silently watching all of it. Then there is not necessarily the sense of separation of personal I that is identifying with the thoughts. Because the thoughts that appear and disappear, they're just happening by themselves. It's not personal thought. It's just thoughts that appear in the field of awareness.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like the thoughts are just flickering and then they gone again, just not really come up. Or, so I can see it was just like a beginning thought and then it's gone again.
Just don't touch them, and that would be enough. It's cultivate the witness attitude. Witness means without judging, reacting, resisting. You just clear seeing, which illuminating the thoughts that appear, and therefore the thoughts that appear and disappear have no presence. Yet if there is an interest in the thoughts, that's the sense of separation, the sense of individual I, personality, appears. That's not witnessing anymore. That's me being more identifying with the separate entity. You don't have to do anything, it's just to witness that. Recognize these subtle movements or subtle plays that happen within you. Just know that you are thought free. You as awareness never have any preference regarding thoughts. You never question a thought, nor try to get rid of a thought. You just self-illuminating itself and every thought that appears. It's due to you that thought can be seen within you. That's regarding witnessing. That's where lies the true power, which is the source of all power. In the witnessing in a very quiet, silent way, because the witness and silence are one and the same. Because even when the inquiry happens mentally, there might be traces that I am doing the inquiry. Means I am as a separate entity inquiring into who I truly am. And that's the notion of duality. When you witness without trying, that notion of duality melts away instantaneously. And as you remain as this witness, alert presence, this is where everything happens by itself. All the illusion dissolves into you. It's like you gulp it, you swallow it all up without doing anything. Just being yourself. Stillness itself. And inquiry into the self that is not mental anymore, it's fixing the attention on your true self and not on name and forms or thoughts and all objects. And this is not anymore a mental action. Yet they still in the scriptures and the wise point that this is inquiry into the self. Therefore, from the mind perspective, it appears like it's an activity of the mind. Yet from your direct experience, it just the attention is resting within you as awareness itself. we can see that there is a very fine play or skill or vigilance that is required is when to the mind inquires into you and when you remain as you, and both would be inquiry into the self. And when you inquire mentally into your true nature, just at times question, are you the inquirer? Are you the one who really inquires? Or you are prior to it? Or you remain when the inquirer disappears? That way it would pierce the illusion that you're even doing the inquiry itself. The more you allow the presence of awareness to reveal itself spontaneously, it's almost like you awaken again to yourself. It's like awareness awakens to itself, by itself, into itself, spontaneously. the mind cannot do it. Yet, the closer it gets to it, means the attention towards awareness, then awareness can either shine through it or absorb it. One moment.
I have one more question. Because I don't want to. um, Sometimes I feel very much impatience. It's just like a body sensation. Um,
When?
when I sit in a open fire, sometimes there's I can't how to describe impatience coming up. I call it impatience. It's somehow also some range, yeah. So I try to fix the attention on the silence again, but it's really hard to do because it's so.
Just in a very simple, ordinary way, allow it and momentarily be interested in it. Just really be interested in it, that's all. And that will enable the space for it to be. It will enable that the space in you to encompass what wants to free itself. You don't even have to be long with that. Just notice that impatience arises. Instead of I am impatient, you is awareness. Impatience is what you were habitually, ignorantly identified as a separate entity. Therefore, just talk to this impatience like it is a little child, or just allow it by labeling it or naming it. Impatience arises now. Impatience is coming to free itself. Impatience is being freed right now. Even speaking to it like that allows it not to resist it and allows it to just come and dissipate. If you resist it, you sustain it, you keep it for yourself. The mind is impatient, is restless, is active. Not wanting it, sustain the reactivity to it. Welcoming and allowing it enables it to free itself. And that can open the spaciousness, this infinite space of awareness within you. You don't expect anything. When impatience arise, welcome it, watch it, acknowledge it, thank it for appearing to free itself. And that's exactly the opposite than the habit. The habit
Yeah.
is, I don't want it, I don't like it, it's not good, it means something about me. And these thoughts is universal, is not even yours. It's collective. Even the impatient, you don't know that it's yours other than possessing it, claiming it to be you. It all arises within the field of awareness, which is you, truly you.
Can you repeat the last sentence? Wait.
Huh? It all arises within you, within who you truly are, this space of awareness. What do you recognize right now? If you would describe it in words, and it might not be exactly the experience yet, the words would describe the closest to the experience, what would it be?
Hmm. I would say it feels like love, some body sensations you could. Somehow it opens up.
Somehow,
It opens up.
I can see the breath. Your breath is changing and your posture is changing, like opening, more something shifting in a good way.
Yeah. It's somehow it's deepening. It's
Just allow without even labeling the idea or the concept that it's deepening. Because the concept that it's deepening can sweep can switch later to it is more shallow. It's not as deep. It's not as deep as I experienced it a year ago, a week ago, a second ago, 1 hour ago. It's a it's a trap. It's like where the mind falls into. Don't label. Just remain experiencing without I experience. Just be it without. Who you are is even in the background, sees it all, silently watching. So you experience directly this witness, which is you, silently aware, and images can appear and disappear, yet there
Yeah.
is no identification that you're thinking these thoughts or images. You're just being aware, and they are just like thoughts moving within you.
Yeah.
The presence of awareness is you, not the thoughts themselves. This is when one can experience their true identity as awareness, and the thoughts are just within awareness, and the thoughts are not theirs, nor they're thinking these thoughts.
Yes.
Silence is the highest speech, and you can know it directly when you experience it as yourself. And this is where silence speaks to itself in an apparent between two forms, yet the two forms appear as a conceptual image within that silence alone. This is the mystery of this phenomena, how silence alone exists, yet it can be transmitted or awakened between two forms, yet the two forms are just images within the silence itself. Any other questions that might arise within? No.
No.
Very good. We're gonna end the call soon, and if you wish and you want to, anytime that we sit again or you have any question, you can just write us on either Skype or email, and then I'm always happy and available for anyone who wishes to just be still or clear any doubt or any question. Or
Yes, I would love to do that. It's a great gift to sit with you. I'm very
it's
grateful.
a great gift to sit with you because you were sitting with yourself. And when you sit with yourself as yourself, this is when you sit with me. Okay? When you have the experience or you experience directly yourself as silence, then you experience me. And then there's only silence.
And beauty.
You can use the videos too. When you look at the YouTube, you
Yes,
listen
I
and you
did
watch.
already.
Yeah, and some videos they're just being still and we just sit. Then you allow this presence which is in you to wake up to itself and you rest in that awareness. And that's a form of meditation without doing anything. It's a passive way for the mind to rest within you, and, and the attention of awareness is on itself. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Blessing. Feel free to contact us anytime.
I do. Thank
Thank you.
you.